Right, guys. So, still at the Global Gold Convention 2020, and here yet with another stakeholder in the gold business or gold investment industry. I'm here today with Mr. Michael Bartlett Vanderpuye, who is the head of M&C Group Global. They're into mineral mining and trading, and also into general food commodity, as well as real estate, energy, investment advisory services, with their head office in Ghana and other branches in Hong Kong and other places, which she's going to tell us about in a few minutes from now. How are you, Mr. Michael? How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. Fine, thank you. It's a pleasure, and it's a pleasure having this conversation with you.
Yeah, the pleasure is totally mine.
Yeah.
So, what other countries of the world do you have businesses in?
Of course, where we have this event is in the UAE. Mm-hmm. We've been based there for the last 5 years.
Okay.
We are in the DMCC in Cluster F, under MNC SB. This company is a subsidiary. We are in Hong Kong, we are in China, we are in South Africa, we are in Sierra Leone, we are in Cameroon. And we actually plan to open in Switzerland this year, and then hello COVID. But we're still on it. It's a work in progress, and we're trying to expand to see where we take our services to.
Fantastic, well done. You've done a lot, but I don't hear you mentioning a lot of West African countries. Why is that? Is it that we don't have gold there?
No, of course gold is in Africa, but you see, the thing is, when you watch, the Europeans come to Africa to take the gold. Now we give the gold out just like that, but we're supposed to do some value addition. So one of the key things we are doing in MNC is we're actually building our own refinery, which is already about 80% done in Ghana.
Ooh.
So whatever gold we're going to export going forward should be about 99.99, not 96, where we refine anywhere and the refinery keeps it, and then we keep losing. Because when we export more and the value is higher, we get more taxes back in. Yeah.
That's a really great strategy. I wish you good luck in that one.
Sure.
So now, what stood out for you the most in this convention so far?
Well, for me, it's just about bringing these stakeholders and players, the main players, into one community, like under one umbrella, to interact, to see the challenges. Let's see, because since I came here, I've spoken to a couple of people. They had challenges in the same field. I also had to give them the challenges I had. Then they also had strengths and opportunities to be able to connect, and together we build something more successful.
Sure.
So this event, I recommend it to anybody. Always come to this kind of events. You will learn more on with best practices, because the industry is shaking.
Yes,
the industry is shaking. The best practices.
Exactly. So what message are you going to take back to Africa? I'm not going to say just Ghana, because I believe you are a global citizen right now. So, but you being an African and representing the African continent here in such a gathering as this one, what message do you want to take back to our people in regards to gold trading?
Okay, I have one message for Africa. It actually goes to our leaders and those who have put in charge of our resources. Stop giving foreigners the lead way in just picking up the resources that we have and using them to enrich their countries. You understand? They should put more stringent measures. Add for every investor that comes in, let them have a local content, a local partner, set it there. So when that happens, you're going to equip the local partners to help them to grow. Otherwise, they pick up everything and they bring it up here, and then we come here and now they regulate it to us. You understand?
Tell me about it.
So, I've been a global ambassador for gold across the years, and everywhere I go, any platform I have to speak, I tell them about the investments that people bring in. They bring in 10 and take 100. That is why Africa is where we are.
Wow.
If Africa had nothing, nobody would go to Africa. Thank you. So you should know that once they keep coming, they keep battling to take that, there is something. Now it's up to our leaders to open their eyes and then sit back. Now you see what's happening. Last time we spoke on the African continental free trade, and my point was, yes, it's a good thing, but how are we going to build the synergies? We are enemies among ourselves. They created enemies for us, so they come
just so that we don't work together.
So my message to African leaders: open your eyes. When investors come, put in policies that will benefit your country, and not to just let them take things and take it away, and we come back struggling, and then you're still complaining. That's my key word to African leaders.
You heard it from Mr. Mike himself. But Talking about leaders, while we wait for them to wake up and do the thing they're supposed to do, what are we doing as private business owners?
Yes, because I'm a private person, I don't work for any government. So from my end, I'm being regulated, and who regulates it is the government. So it still boils down to the government.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you don't put in, like for instance, foreigners go to a country, they give them tax holidays, and they tax locals to the last penny, to the last naira, to the last cent, to the last CFA. How do you expect them to grow? That's the question. You give foreigners tax holidays free, but local community just make sure you get into a tax bracket, and they tax you to the latter.
And
they should give the same. They should give the same opportunities to everybody. You understand? When you make a big playground, anybody gets in. They said, okay, you need a local partner.
Exactly.
When you go to China,
that's one strong point of the UAE.
When you go to China, you cannot open a company in the UAE when you don't have a local partner, unless you do in the free zone. Thank you. Every country, you go to China, you can't own a company in China unless the partner is a Chinese. And even in China, the Chinese partner who is not an investor has to have more than 50% shares. But we know in Africa we just give them free cake.
But I mean, it feels like that's like a given in most countries. Why is it different in Africa though?
Well, that's why it boils down to leadership. Okay, like let me give you something like CPC. CPC is in Cote d'Ivoire. I'm not using Ghana, so that you say Ghana. I want you to know I've done my research across. CPC is a one-stop shop for investors. Okay, so they've put everything in place. When you want to get land, you go straight there. You don't get land anywhere. Now in Africa, they've created an emblem for us to become our own enemies. Where if somebody is moving, we want to find a way of
cutting the person's shots.
So that becomes a challenge. So it all boils once again to leadership. Who is leadership? What is leadership? You and I.
Basically.
Today we're having this conversation.
Yes, it starts from us.
Yes.
Really.
Today we're having this conversation. Tomorrow they put you in a position. Then you forget that we had
this conversation.
It is our culture. We need to change our mind.
Please let us change our mindset. And thank you so much, Mr. Michael, for your time.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best in setting up in Switzerland. Hopefully next year, right? 2021.
We just see 2021, 2022.
All right, thank you. It's been a good time here. My name is Ejiro Sakede, and I'm reporting for Spring Media UAE.